online video tutorial here for our blog about what a business map is. And I thought I'd take this map that I'd created around territories and I would use it to kind of describe how I might do some tweaking, some of the things I discussed in the business map blog. So one way to tweak things would be to add demographic information that's relevant. So if we were looking at our region layer, and I'm using the Windows app version of Map Business Online as opposed to the web-based tool that you use with a browser, just so you understand, that there's not a whole lot of difference. On the region layer, I can tweak that little edit gear there, that one right there, and I can go into labels. So you can see up in general, I was already at the ability to, edit the boundaries, and I can adjust transparencies. I've got my colors set to the sort of pastel colors that I want for my territories. I have my fill in my region layer set at 80%, so I'm not seeing a lot of color from that region level. And at the label level, these are the region labels, and you can see my yellow background. I've chosen to distinguish them from the background on the territories in general. I could go into formatting the label. I've already got revenue from 2016. That's from my imported customer layer. That's shown here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's also shown in the division level, but in the revenue is shown here in the region level on all those region labels. I could add a demographic data layer and append it to that. And let's say I went in and I got customer expenditures for telephones, and we called that 2018 tel, and a little bit of a header there, and then we click change the labels. Now you've got a business map that's got territories on it, and it's got 2018 telephone information. Why? People are going to look at that and they're going to say, what is wrong with this map? It just doesn't say what I want it to say. It's going to be distracting to your map point. Now I'm going to just make a little print, save this as an image file. So we'll save that as a PNG, and I can use that later. Let's go back to pictures, and I'm just going to call that territory tel. And I'll use that as an example in the blog. So that's an example of what not to do. Another thing that you can do is generate heat map views, which can help define where there's actual activity going on that might be of interest to your map viewer. But if you do that, make sure that it's got some semblance of meaning for your map viewers. So in this case, I've kind of trumped my territory map and my region labels and everything and put a heat map down there. I want to make sure that in my legend that I have something that makes sense in terms of what that heat map layer actually is. So we could say sales activity 2017. And perhaps that would make that heat map layer mean something relevant to my map audience. Another thing we could think about is the background layer. So that's here. All of these tools in map and data here can help you. So we could maybe make it an imagery layer. Does satellite imagery add value to your map view? It might be that that look and feel is more of an easy on the eyes look and feel for your particular map audience. If you're talking to a lot of people who do outdoor climbing and they're out at state parks a lot, that might be a great look and feel for that audience. Other people, if you're talking to an older audience, maybe you want to have the street level data in the background. Or maybe the National Geographic topographic data is a nice sort of backdrop for your map. That could be a nice look and feel. But you'll see you start to get busy with some of the labeling in the background, which might be a distraction. And so maybe you want to turn off the active customers. These are all things that you can tweak. You can tweak your legend just by clicking into that little edit gear and deciding which layers you want on there, which layers you don't. In my blog, I mentioned that state layers are not necessary to have in a legend. In this particular case, I've got regions and divisions turned on. I do not have territories turned on. If I turn those on and update the map legend, it starts to become pretty crowded with stuff. And does that add value? I don't think it does. And so I took that off. So these are decisions that you can make when you build your business map such that your business map becomes more valuable to your organization and to your map viewers. Go to mapbusinessonline.com, take our free trial where we make maps for map makers. Thank you.